Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Luigi's Mansion. Last time we finished up Area 1 and got started on Area 2. We met the grabbing ghosts in this room, and now it's time to see where this key is going to take us. I believe I explained all the little hallway critters last time, so we don't need to mention them again. And in here, we're going to meet yet another ghost in the ballroom. Shy Guys! Who doesn't love a good Shy Guy? They're super cute. They dance in pairs. If you use your vacuum on the ghosts, you will actually suck up their masks, which will reveal them, and because they're shy, it makes them vulnerable. If you suck up, or if you manage to completely suck up one of the pair and leave the other one, then the other one will just attack you and become hostile. Actually, I think that's true even if you just get their mask. But these guys are good opportunities to get hearts, because they drop bigger hearts than the other ghosts when you get them together, I think. Oops! You can see there, they don't attack you directly, but if you get in their way, they will hurt. I do love Shy Guys. They're very cute. I think they might have been an enemy that was introduced in Mario Bros. 2, and I know Sniffits were. They were either from Mario Bros. 2 or from Yoshi's Island, I think. And here we have the floating Merlindas. I will try to get their heart. It's hard because I'm moving. So, you can see me? Well, that may be, but you will never find my weakness. Alright, get off this moving thing. Their weakness is they're vulnerable when they bow. There's a sound cue for it, as well as a visual cue, which is good because you actually can't see them unless you're on the moving platform and facing away from them. Is that thing gonna hit me? That was close. That was actually better than I usually do with them. I have problems with them sometimes, just because the platforms are moving constantly, or the floor. If you are either not standing on the moving floor or looking directly at them, you will not be able to see them at all. One of the more annoying ghosts, actually. Alright, that key leads directly to the room behind us. Oh, let's take a look at the map again. You can see now the rooms have a different color. So Area 1 was yellow, Area 2 is blue. Into the storage room, where I will very, very quickly get that ghost before anybody else shows up. Like you, go away. I have money to get. Okay. Whoop. We have some average ghosts in here. We do actually get another new ghost in here. Not totally new, but this is a red version of the grabbing ghost. This one actually will hurt you if it grabs onto you. Let's check here for... Oh boy. You get stunned when a ghost appears, which in that case really worked against me. Whoa. Oh, let me get out of here. Did not quite escape that. Alright. Sometimes when you got two ghosts coming at you at the same time, it can be beneficial to just let go of one and get the other one so it can't hurt you. Alright, that should be dealt with now. There's a few different variations of the grabbing ghosts. The red one is the one that I think is like the normal one. We'll see some other colors later, but they're special. Alright, this is a room that I got very stuck in as a kid. I needed to use the guide for this. I think what you're meant to do is use the Game Boy Horror to just look around, but no other part of the game actually asks you to do this. So you can either see that, what in the world is this? It says don't push. Or if you're really clever, you can see in the mirror that there's a button back there. But I was not that clever as a kid. And you can see this room was a little bit bigger than we originally thought. I would have thought that would say something. No. He doesn't have a ton of unique dialogue. Like, the one for Toad is the only one that I really know of. He'll say stuff about, things being dusty or being old or not to his taste. there! Who dares disturb our sleep? Oh ho, it's Luigi! Look guys, Luigi's finally here! We're gonna do to you what we did to your brother, only worse. What's on his back? It's Egad's Poltergust 3000! Everybody scram! They're here, my favorites! Luigi, are you okay? That was them! Those were the ones who released all of the ghosts from the paintings in my gallery! Those fiends! I wondered where King Boo and his gang had gone. So, they were hiding in the mansion all along. Thanks for flushing them out, Luigi. I'm tickled you found them, but perhaps it would have been better if you hadn't, well, let every single one escape. Just a thought. Ah well, water under the bridge. Anyway, you should probably come back to the lab for a sec. I've been waiting for you, young Luigi. Your brother must have been taken by that gang of boos. Poor feller. Oh, now don't talk crazy. They're not gonna eat the man. But what became of him, Odd that he hasn't come back. Common theory holds that boos grow in strength when they travel in numbers. They must somehow combine their powers too. Their power likely overwhelmed your brother. If your aim is to save Mario, there's but one way to do it. Capture each boo and slowly weaken the group's power. But boos, as their name implies, like to hide and then jump out to scare people. You've got your work cut out finding them. Don't get all down in the mouth, my boy. That Game Boy Horror I gave you has a secret function. I knew it'd come in handy one day, so I developed it secretly. I call it the Boo Radar. The Boo Radar will flash red when something round like a boo is hidden nearby. Use it to search everywhere, Luigi. Alright now, Sonny, don't go tuckering yourself out. Relax and just try to get those boos one at a time. The trick is using the control stick and the C stick together. Don't forget now. Where will you go, Luigi? Let's go back to the mansion. Let's go find some boos! The GameCube era boos are definitely my favorite. Let's save. Oh, he has new dialogue now. Hold on. Luigi, a boo! There was this big boo flying around here. Be extra careful. Alright, we're gonna save. We actually don't need to save because, as you'll soon see... Oh, I guess I hadn't mentioned you can suck up cobwebs like this. Just a cute little feature. But as you'll soon see, catching a boo saves your game. Or lets you save your game. I will be getting all 50 boos. I will be showing you what happens if you try to go to the end of the game and you don't have enough boos. But I am going to get all 50. Because, of course, you get something for getting all 50. I find the Boo Radar is a little bit finicky sometimes. Using the vacuum to search is usually the most effective. If you don't find the boo within a certain time, it will move. Speak not my name, taboo! And all of the boos are puns. Some are better than others. Mercy, you've already caught your first boo. I've been researching those guys. Well, these boos don't seem to like light much, that's for sure. They do their best to hide in and under furniture when they're stuck in a lit room. So then, I reckon that means that turning on all the lights in the mansion is the fastest way to find all of the boos. Wouldn't you say, youngster? Okay, now send me the boo and all the data you've got. So, you get to save pretty frequently. Maybe a little overkill. Be careful, Luigi. Anytime you light up a room, there will always be a boo in it. There's a couple of exceptions, because there's a couple rooms that are like really tiny, but for the most part, there will be a boo in any lit room that you come across, not including hallways. I am the yummy boolicious. I suppose they had to do one. Oh, you're on fire, Luigi, on fire! Okay, now send me the boo and all the data you've got. The thing about the boos is they have extra dialogue if they hide again, because if you either leave or they get away or they escape to another room and you take too long to find them, oops, forgot a room, they will hide again, and they have a second line of dialogue. Some of them, if not all of them, have a third line of dialogue. I haven't seen all of it. I don't plan on showing all of it like during the playthrough because that would just be a little bit ridiculous. But I am doing a little research to see if anywhere on the internet has already documented all the lines. And if not, I will at least consider doing it myself. But we'll see. I am Turbo and off I go. Very appropriate for this game. There's a couple of the boo puns that I don't understand. Fantastic, way to go, Luigi. This text will start to repeat after a while, but I'll try to show you at least as much of the unique ones that I can. The thing about boos and getting more power when they gather in groups is that theory, or so he says, has been stuck to for the rest of the series. I'm not going to talk about other games here, but if you can think of other games that have a big boo, they do come together when... And bamboo, if you please. They do have more power when they come together. Outstanding work. You're like a leopard on the hunt. Alright. At a certain point, he's going to say, oh, you caught enough, you can go do a thing, but I am actually just going to catch all of them, because I don't want to forget which ones we have and which ones we don't. If you power off the GameCube, or reset the game, looking for me, Bootha. Like that, I get the pun is that Bertha is a name, but I don't understand why the boo says that line there. Maybe just a generic line. But anyway, if you reset the game or turn off the GameCube, any boos that might have hidden away in another room, so you saw this boo actually escape back into this room, if a boo goes somewhere and you lose track of it, resetting the game... Oh, you've already found 5 boos. You're a boo snaring maniac. I understand you're worried about your brother, young feller, but just take her easy. You have plenty of time still, so try to keep your shirt on. Why not go to the washroom and splash some water on your face? You'll feel much better, believe you me. Anyway, if you reset the game, all the boos that are out and about in the mansion will go back to their original place. So if you're losing track of a boo or you're missing one and you don't know where it went, resetting the game is a good way to send it back to where it was, although at that point you're just going to be doing a sweep through the mansion. You might as well just look for it while it's out somewhere. Want to play Game Boo Advance? They had to. Aren't you just loving my brilliant inventions? So an example of a room that's too small for a boo, and also it's outside, is if you go out here, there's no boo hidden out here, because this is like barely even a room. In fact, I'm pretty sure that none of the outside areas have boos, and there's not that many of them. But you can't have a boo hide outside, presumably because it would just run away. Alright, we finished up Area 1, which is good. Now we know that's out of the way. We don't have to worry about catching boos there anymore. Let's go back to the places we've been in Area 2. And only the places we've actually done stuff in. Breaker Room doesn't count. So let's go here, into the ballroom. There, yeah, when you hear that little laugh, it means the boo moved. Let's see. Hello, I am Oolala. Right. Boos do have varying degrees of health. I think the lowest amount of health they can have is 30. In areas 1 and 2, you're going to see an average of like 30 to 60. But once you get to other areas, it like ramps up exponentially. The boos actually get to be pretty obnoxious. Let's see. Oh, the boos can also set traps for you. This is a boo ball. Doesn't do anything except get in your way. You can destroy it just by catching it and letting it go. There is one other trap that I'm sure we'll be seeing at some point. Just call me Game Boo. Alright, so we found Game Boo Advance before we found Game Boo. Well, I guess it doesn't matter, because it's like you were born to capture boos, Luigi. Yeah, Game Boo Advance could still play Game Boo games, so that's alright. I'm glad they didn't go too far with that pun, because there were other variations they could have done, but they did the joke, and then they let it go before it outstayed its welcome. Alright, we got one more room, and then it'll be time to head to the washroom, which was previously occupied. Oh, that's right, this is another one of those rooms that's too small, it doesn't have a boo. Alright, so in that case, let's go to the washroom. Go away. And now it is not locked. Sniffle, I dropped some really important thing into the toilet. I didn't mean to. Don't worry about it. Hey, you're right. No point crying over spilt milk. I suppose I'll just flush that old worry away. Yep, I'll just let it swirl on down to the depths and let happiness refill my life. Lovely. Before we look in there, let's look in here. And for what it's worth, you can vacuum up the toilet paper. There's no reason to. But in the toilet is a key. A key to a very special room. Let's go see what's down there. This room is special for a couple of reasons. One of which is very simple. Another of which we'll be seeing a little bit more later. Alright, so the first special thing about this room is Golden Mouse. Where'd it go? If the Golden Mouse escapes, all you have to do is exit the room and re-enter. So it's not like a Speedy Spirit where you only get one shot, which is very nice because they can be a little bit hard to find sometimes. Let's see, I think it actually went off in that direction. I don't know if they follow a set path or if they just run randomly. Get a second sapphire. I think last episode or the episode before I said that the max score was 100,000 money. It's 100 million, not 100,000. You get 100,000 within like the first area. The other reason this place is special is because of this gallery ghost right here. Destiny chooses our paths. If you let your flashlight settle on the crystal ball, she'll appear. What do you seek of me? Who are you? I am Madame Clairvoyant, seer of dropped items. Possessions of other people awaken vibrations in my spirit. If you find someone's dropped items, you should bring them to me. I will show you the extent of my vision. We don't have any dropped items right now. Tell me the future. Oh, no. I feel no spiritual vibrations right now. We don't have any dropped items yet, but maybe we will soon. So I knew there was a gold bar in there, and some money in here. And this next room is already unlocked. We just had to unlock the fortune teller's room to come in here. And here we will be seeing a special variation of the grabbing ghost. The blue grabbing ghost is only seen in this room, and I think that's just done to make them look different and special, because the gimmick to this room is different and special. These ghosts are invisible. You can only see them through the mirror, which for a GameCube era mirror actually works incredibly well. You can also see them through their puffs of air when they appear. I think the mirror works very well. It's nice and big. It gives actually a pretty accurate picture of depth, but if you're having trouble using the mirror, you can just look for the puffs. This is not one of my favorite rooms. I had trouble with it as a kid, and I don't know. I don't like gimmicks where you can't see stuff. It's just, I find it obnoxious. Ooh, lucky. Oh, but I only got one. Just not my favorite thing. Alright, that should do it. Alright, let's see what we got in here. This is a big red chest. That indicates a special treasure. Hey now, Luigi. What's that you found? What have you found there? Let's take a look at that. As he tries to get himself into the screen. Oh, it's a fire element medal. Now you can use the fire element. Yes, sir. With that, you can catch fire elemental ghosts. What's a fire elemental ghost, you ask? Why, they show up wherever you see fire, my boy. They're ghosts of fire itself, if you will. If you approach a flame, they'll be surprised by your presence and leap out into the air. Then you vacuum them up right away. After that, you can expel fire with the L button. You can melt ice, light candles, do all kinds of stuff. A meter will appear down at the bottom of the screen, so keep an eye on how much element you have left, okay, feller? You may have to use the fire element to defeat some ghosts. Keep that in mind, Sonny. Don't say I never warned you. He is right. There are elemental ghosts that can only be defeated by shooting the opposite element at them. Well, not exactly opposite. It's a combat triangle, basically. There's our first fire elemental ghost. They cannot hurt you. They won't burn you if you somehow run into them, or... Here, let me Let me show you here. Oops. Well, let me get the boo first. Feel the wrath of Kung Boo. Nope, come here. Alright. I have found sometimes that if you don't get rid of the boo ball, it'll give you a false reading if you come back in later. So I like to make a habit of getting rid of them, just in case I need to do a sleep at the mansion looking for something I missed. But anyway, if you vacuum up, or if you start to vacuum up the ghost, makes a little boing sound, he'll hang out on the floor until you either vacuum him up or he disappears. This mirror is different from other mirrors. You cannot use it to warp back. I have to imagine it would have been a little bit too difficult to animate this huge thing to turn in circles, but maybe that's not the reason. Maybe it just works differently because it has to serve a different purpose. Anyway, if you hold down the L button and just hold it down lightly, you can shoot fire while you're moving. If you hold it down all the way, you'll shoot out a huge ball of fire. If you look at the meter, every time you shoot fire like that, it destroys one whole segment. And then if you're out, you'll just blow dust. The meter will go down slowly if you're using your element, and then as long as you're not shooting out like the huge balls, it actually goes pretty slowly. There aren't that many times where you're gonna have to like go find a refill because you ran out. Alright, well, now that we have fire, they clearly want us to use it. So let's light her up. You can't burn up the cobwebs, unfortunately. This is a dark room, but there's no ghosts in here except Madame Clairvoyant, and she won't attack you. She's friendly. And there we go. I think that's it for today. Unfortunately, Luigi's Mansion is a very, very short game, and because of that, I want to keep the episodes a little bit short. So I think we're going to be sticking to about 20 minutes or so, give or take. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Luigi's Mansion, and hopefully I'll see you next time for another episode. Bye-bye.